Good morning. I am currently in a season of having all of my children living in a different place. So right now it's just me and my husband, and we are enjoying it a lot. But it's always fun to have one of the kids come back and live in our house with us. And I tease my oldest kid when she ever is back in our home for a season, how she leaves what we call the trail of Anna behind her. Because just kind of pretty much wherever she is, she just leaves the little remnants of the fact that she's been there. So it might be in the form of shoes or clothes or cups of water and more cups of water and more cups of water all over the house. Or there might be some reading materials or a pair of sunglasses or some workout equipment. Whatever it is, we call it the Trail of Anna. And the Trail of Anna tells us what Anna's been up to. It gives evidence that Anna is staying in our home. And I was thinking about that this morning when I came across this verse in 1 Peter chapter 1. It's verse 23, and it's talking about that we have been born again, not to a perishable seed, but of imperishable seed through the living and abiding Word of God. And it was that phrase, living and abiding Word of God, where I just stopped to ponder. That if the Word of God is living and abiding in me, there is going to be evidence of that. In the same way that when my daughter comes to live in our home for a few days, a week, a month, there is evidence of her being there. When the Word of God is living in me, there's activity going on. There is change taking place. There's growth taking place in anything that is living. And the abiding Word of God, it's dwelling there, it's taking up residency, it's leaving evidence. The living and abiding Word of God is in us as believers. Pondering today, what evidence is there in my life of the Word of God? And what is that? How is that reflecting Christ to the world around me? So today, as you spend time with Him, as you get into the Word, be aware that we have been born again with an imperishable seed. So we have an eternity in mind. And we are currently having the living, abiding Word of God in us to change us day by day. Enjoy the process and be excited about our eternity with Him forever.